On November 10th, Amazon plans to extend new employment offers to Whole Foods U.S. corporate employees. According to the Wall Street Journal, the employees who work in roles including marketing and merchandising will have about a month to review their new titles, salaries, and benefits. The move is designed to bring Amazon's grocery teams closer together and ease collaboration and innovation. Whole Foods corporate employees will have access to an Amazon discount and healthcare benefits. However, they will lose certain Whole Foods perks, such as their in store discount. And oh boy, that's got to hurt your monthly budget because we know how freaking expensive Whole Foods is. And they also will lose 4 weeks of remote work per year. Interesting. And why would Amazon absorb Whole Foods merchandising and marketing teams after what is now 8 years since the original acquisition?
I mean, I think it's pretty simple. I think that Amazon
Hmm.
grocery needs a lifeline. But for me, it really begs the question, can you put a square Whole Foods peg in a round Amazon hole? I think this will be a great opportunity for some people at Whole Foods who are really looking to, expand their capabilities, put another large company on their resume like Amazon. But I really worry that for a lot of people who work at Whole Foods, a lot of people that you and I have met in our years of doing this show, working at Whole Foods was never really about, the tech first approach that Amazon
Oh, yeah.
provides. Working at Whole Foods has always been about the strong connection that they've had to the places that the merchandisers are sourcing product from. It's telling that story as a marketer of where the, potatoes that you're buying here in the store came from and about the farm. Like that whole ethos of Whole Foods, and Whole Foods being a value-based organization, I think this is just the next step in going another step away from that and really changing who Whole Foods is as a grocer and what it means as a company to work for. So I think it's going to be problematic for a lot of people who probably, who have to take that job, who don't have the choice and have to continue on. I think that passion that they have for doing their job day in and day out is going to change significantly when they're being hit over the head by the teams at Amazon about moving fast and scale. Like that's not in the Whole Foods ethos. So I worry. I think it's because Amazon has to do this because they need help to support
Hmm.
their future in the grocery. But I
Hmm.
worry that the quality of the merchandising and marketing is going to suffer because people aren't working for Whole Foods anymore. They're working for Amazon. But
Hmm.
why do
Yeah,
you
I don't
think
know.
it's taken them so long?
I don't know. I disagree that Amazon has to do this. And I read this story and I get my little antenna go up. My little like take me to your leader antenna and go up here because something just doesn't smell right to me. Because my question is fundamental with the question that we asked, which is why wait 8 years if you're going to do this? That's why I don't think that's why I'm not buying the supposition that it has to be done. And so it actually makes me wonder if something else is afoot here with Amazon and its grocery strategy, and particularly how Whole Foods plays into that. And this could be a move where they're lining up the dominoes for 3 to 5 years out for something that they've got
Mm.
in play, like maybe an acquisition. I don't know, but the part I agree with you 100% is that as of November 10th, the Whole Foodsness that remained, any Whole Foodsness that remained is now gone. It's
Hmm.
eviscerated.
Hmm.
You no longer work for Whole Foods. You work for Amazon, and this has been true, and it has been true for the last 8 years. But now, like I think what you're saying is there's a clear psychological break here that's going to happen, and now that's gone. And
Yeah.
so why do that after 8 years? Like why wouldn't you do that in year two or year three if you're going to make that move? So it feels like the chess pieces are lining up on the board or the dominoes, whatever the hell board game analogy I want to use here for something bigger down the line. That's what this smells like to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I think that when Amazon acquired Whole Foods back in 2018, like they were in a different position. They were going to run this as a separate entity. because Amazon still had its own grocery strategy. And I think
Yeah.
that things have changed a lot in, almost 10 years since that happened. And I do think that we've seen signs of struggle from Amazon grocery. And I think that they do need to, like, I do feel like this is kind of a last resort for them. Like, they're going to have to merge the teams, become one. They can't keep as separate entities anymore. I don't
Hmm.
think that's working. And I think
Hmm.
that this is the time where they have to come together, because Amazon sees that. And I don't disagree with, like, they're setting something up for the next 3 to 5 years, but I think that they've reached a point where the two cannot operate as separate entities anymore.
Hmm.
If Amazon Grocery is going to survive, they need to bring in the Whole Foods team with a wealth of grocery experience to really try to make something of this before they just walk away from it entirely.
Not sure I agree with that one, but hey, we agree to disagree today. All right, I like it.